G'day guys, this is Nick from Stridewise.com, and I'm here with the very mysterious Ticho Blanco, who is an extremely influential man in the world of boots and nice footwear.
Hey, you need somebody to talk loafers? I'm your guy, man.
He has this very mysterious business where he helps foreign brands find American customers. At the same time, he works with the US brands. He also co-hosts the Stitch Down podcast. Alden versus Grant Stone. These are two massively influential companies in the smart casual space. When Grant Stone came along, it was hard to hear people describe Grant Stone without hearing them compared to Alden. They'll say this is Alden at a fraction of the price. I've been talking this entire video. I'm actually here to listen to you.
You're doing great.
Let's talk about, okay, first off, introduce us to Alden, the brand.
Okay. So Alden, they've been around since the late 19th century, right? Old school, just one of the last remaining vestiges of what was once a huge industry in the United States. They still manufacture in Massachusetts. They've been around for, over 100 years, and family owned, family run, right? It's like you're buying shoes from somebody 100 years ago, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, especially if you go to their website or try and interact them on the internet. They're not a very digital forward company.
No, they're keeping it old school.
Yeah.
They're, keeping the methods that have, kept them in business for all that time, right? Where everybody else, got offshored, got, purchased by venture capital and kind of destroyed. They have remained.
They're also pretty well known for their loafers, also well known for their cordovan, well known for their wingtips, their brogues, that sort of stuff. All of this is, again, smart casual. They do more dressy and they do more casual, but smart casual is, that's
kind of their
business casual if you want.
They literally invented the tassel loafer.
That's right, they did. I forgot about that.
Ton of history and heritage going into this stuff. All right, let's talk about Grant Stone. Basically, the exact opposite of Alden for all the things we just said, right? A more modern company, embracing the internet, embracing the online community, manufacturing in China, right? One of the best factories in China. That's who they're using. Wyatt Gilmore, who runs Grant Stone, awesome dude, right? So he actually has a family connection with Alden.
Your grandfather worked for Alden, is that right?
Yeah, he was there for 60, I want to say just over 60 years. I don't know if it's 61, 62, but it's over 60 years.
And Grant Stone is the name of someone who worked with him, right?
Yep, Grant Stone was also an Alden shoe salesman.
Just a great approach to selling shoes on the internet, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Alden, right, most of the shoes are being sold through stores, right? You still go to a store, you buy the shoes. It's a very old school experience, which is awesome. I love that. And the thing that Grant Stone has done that I think is just fantastic for, adapting selling shoes to the modern age is to just offer all these different sizes and widths and say, look, we've got every single size. It's in stock, and we will keep sending you shoes till you get the pair that fits. Okay, so yeah, we're dealing with a casual penny loafer, apron stitch right across the toe.
Right. So and also this is called just the Traveler is what Grant Stone calls their loafer. And these ones, Alden has a wide range of loafers, some dressier.
Alden even makes these in cordovan. You can do a lot of different stuff with this kind of silhouette. What kind of differentiates these two, right, is these are the Leisure Handsewn, right? So there is a hand sewn aspect of it, which is this apron, right? So that's entirely done by hand. I think they only have 2 older folks who still do that, right? And as a result, it is getting a little hard to get your hands on the Leisure Handsewns. There's a longer wait if you're trying to pre-order it or get a different size, get a strange size. That could be a little tricky. Yeah, this is still Goodyear welted. It's just this apron stitch that's done by hand. It has all the advantages of a Goodyear welted shoe, and the durability and all that kind of stuff. You can see this pair I've worn pretty hard. Still have all the stitching intact. Still have everything intact. That's been worn pretty hard for a couple of years.
And this is a brand new one.
And then here's a brand new pair that I just got, looking nice and fresh. Gonna get them going.
So construction-wise, don't be fooled. These are both Goodyear welted loafers.
Yep.
they've got the mock stitching. In both cases, it's decorative. Although in this case, it's done by hand. In this case, it's done by machine. Is that fair to say?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, the other difference would be that these are lined, right? So they have a lining inside. The Aldens don't, right? So really flexible upper, right? And that's going to form to your foot super, super nicely, right? So these are great for wearing them barefoot, wearing them in the heat. Once spring, summer hits, this is what I want to have on my feet, right? I don't want to have even just the lining adds another layer that's going to keep the heat in. It's going to keep the moisture in.
Grandstone makes fantastic loafers, but to your point, the lining, while it has some benefits as far as helping it keep its shape a little bit better, some people find it a little more comfortable in that it's maybe a little bit smoother against the skin, that sort of stuff. In the heat, not as amazing.
I mean, still fine, right? I mean, I wear these. This is more, you can wear it year round, right? You can wear it in the winter, you can wear it in the fall. It's going to come down to a personal preference on which one of those you prefer. For me, I've got room for both of those in my closet.
Yeah. What are the implications of this being less structured? Especially over time, it'll be a bit floppier and a bit more foot shaped.
Yeah.
Which for some people makes it more comfortable. For others, it's I want it looks a bit unrefined.
Right.
To some people.
These over time are going to end up looking more casual than these because they're going to collapse a bunch. They're going to look really floppy. Whereas these, you could still dress them up a little bit more.
Yeah.
They're going to hold their structure better. They're going to hold their shape better.
Another big differentiator is the leathers you can get. Because as we mentioned, Alden, they're pretty rigid as far as a brand goes.
Right.
They've got the colors they like, they've got the tanneries they like, and that's going to be it. And that is usually a range of browns and tans, maybe some blacks, smooth leathers. They'll have some suede.
Color rate. They don't disclose where they get the suede.
And Grandstone does disclose the tanneries. This suede is from CF Stud.
Right.
That's in Leeds, England, by the way. I visited them. Go watch the video. World renowned for the really good quality suede. The main difference with the leathers, besides the fact that this is lined, but Grandstone has much more flexibility. They're much more nimble as a brand. I've got some light, sky blue antelope suede loafers coming out. Alden would never in a billion years let their brand be tainted by such a bizarre makeup. Grandstone, they'll have a bit of fun.
Right.
They've got some pink suede ones came out.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they called the colors coral or something, right?
Yeah, those are fun.
A lot of people will be looking at Alden versus Grandstone loafers to find out if they size the same. How does the sizing compare between these two?
I take the same size in both. For me, I'm an 11D Brannick. 10.5 in the 10.5D in the Grandstones has worked out great for me.
This is an important thing to remember. Grandstone's lined as well.
They're lined, so they're not going to stretch as much. They're going to hold their shape. They're going to hold their structure. So get it right. Don't try to stretch them out. These, you can stretch it out a little bit. It's pretty similar, and as always, right, if you're trying to buy a pair of Aldens, your best bet is to go to an Alden store. Get size, try it on in person. There's not a lot of places that are offering, services of try these on and, try stuff out, whatever.
Yeah,
right?
That's an advantage and disadvantage of Alden being such a brick and mortar emphasized place. If you're in New York, it's a huge advantage because you can go to the store and make sure you get the right size, which especially with loafers is a bit stressful.
One of my favorite things that Grandstone does is that they have all these sizes. They have them in stock in a warehouse in Michigan, and you need a size, right? And if you reach out to them and say, hey, here's what I wear in different stuff, they're going to give you a good recommendation. They're going to get you probably get you the right size the first time, and if not, they'll swap it out. So
basically, go down a half from your Brannick if you're going to be wearing socks with them for Alden, and if you're going to be going barefoot, you can go down a whole size.
I mean, I'll put this out there. If you're trying to size some of these loafers from Grandstone or Alden, and you have more specific questions, you can shoot me a DM on Instagram.
Definitely.
I answer my DMs, especially if they're about sizing random shoes that I own.
Some people fight crime. Some people, run soup kitchens.
I'm just trying to help make the world a better place.
A big benefit of Grandstone that they have relative to a lot of brands in the space is they do quite a few widths.
Yeah.
Not every width in the world, but for a lot of their boots, they'll do DE and triple E a lot of the time. With the loafers, do they do that as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the loafers are that popular.
If you're going to try to get a different, besides just D or E from Alden, you're going to need to get on an order and pre-order those, and it's going to take you a long time to get them, especially for the Leisure Handsews, where they only have like 2 old ladies doing the hand sewing.
Yeah.
It takes 2+ years maybe for them to like from a store ordering them.
Whereas Grandstone, they fill their orders pretty quickly, and they have they'll usually have a good 2 or 3 widths available from the bat. So Grandstone probably has the benefit if you're like Triple E.
Yeah,
because they've got a good.
If you're in Triple E, you can probably just go order those right now.
Okay.
They'll have them and ship them right out to you.
Got it.
It's they're just more dialed in for online customers.
Let's talk about price. How much do these cost?
So the Leisure Handsews, right? Because it's hand sewn, it's made in the U.S. It's using these top materials. You're looking at about $700. Steep, pretty steep.
Yeah.
Now, if that matters to you, right? If being made in the USA matters, if having it done by hand by somebody in the U.S. matters to you, if having it made with these great materials matters to you, there's nothing else that you can get. This is your option, right? For a pair of loafers and for a lot of other stuff. It has to mean something where you say, I'm willing to spend $700 on this. And like the experience of owning and wearing these, right? You can feel all the heritage that's in it. You could feel the 100+ years of experience making it. You could feel the deep history in orthopedics that leads to these amazing fits, right? If you look at patterns for shoes, right? You could tell the difference between the ones that were made 100 years ago and the ones that were made 5 years ago. There's a difference in just the level of work and experience that's gone into them. Now, for $300, these are an insane value. People who are not going to go down the rabbit hole of understanding why they should buy a pair of Aldens, I say get some Grandstones. I recommend those to people all the time in daily life, my neighbors, my family, like everybody. That's where I point them because the experience is optimized for people that aren't insane shoe nerds.
I think they're $350.
Let's look it up. How much are they?
When I
bought these, they were like $298 or something.
$350 now.
They're not $350?
Yeah.
Okay.
These are $380. The Chrome XL ones.
Okay. All right. If you're looking for a loafer that's under $400, $350 to $400, you're not gonna get a better value than this. You're not gonna get a better experience at that price.
I actually bought a pair of Traveler loafers from Grandstone for my dad. And I bought him 2 pairs of Grandstone shoes. I got him some boots as well. I like Grandstone. They're really good quality.
Yeah.
However, my dad, he's an old school guy. When I said, hey, I've got you these really nice quality shoes / boots, first thing he says is, oh, where are they made?
Right.
And it's like, okay, well, don't ask that. Because they are made in China. And for a lot of people, not for me, but for my dad, I gotta say, he was a little crestfallen. I was like, okay, they're made in China.
This is what I'll say, right? If that is gonna matter to you to that extent, right? Then you gotta spend the $700, right? You gotta spend the money, right? You have to, if you wanna support the United States shoe manufacturing industry because you feel so deeply that you don't wanna buy things that are made in China, then you have to go buy the ones that are made in the US. You have to go support that. And if you don't wanna do that and you still say, well,
I don't wanna buy $700 loafers,
then guess what? You're not gonna be able to get any shoes that are made in the US. Basically, right, if we hadn't offshored all of that industry in the 70s and 80s and 90s, we could still make shoes here for under $400 that are this quality. That doesn't exist anymore.
Okay, but this is made, Oak Street's made in the US and it's genuine hand sewn, and it's like $350 or something.
But those are it's moccasins. It's different construction.
Oak Street, they are inexpensive, these ones, but they're Blake stitch, not Goodyear welted. They're genuine hand sewn construction, which some people prefer, but it's cheaper to make than a Goodyear welted loafer like these. So this is made in the US, and it's not as expensive as Alden, but the construction is less expensive. It's a different beast.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's probably a different video we could do. The people behind Grandstone, right?
Are American,
which being well versed in the American industry, right? They saw the issues with it and were like, this isn't going to be sustainable. We as people making a shoe company are not going to be able to do it with US manufacturing for even another 30, 40, 50 years. So we need to pivot somewhere else. where does it make sense to make these shoes? It makes sense to do it in China. They're set up for that. They've got great factories. Tons of knowledge was sent over there for decades from the US. And now, you know, you're seeing what they can make, and they compete on quality. They compete on the whole experience.
This is my point, that Grant Stone has reached the level of success and have built themselves the reputation that they have, which is an unimpeachable reputation among the most discerning and most snobbish of boot and shoe guys. They've changed the most skeptical minds.
People who need to support high quality shoes wherever they're made. That is the battle, right? We need to get people wearing higher quality shoes. That's, you know, I appreciate you and I, right? We're both out here singing the same song of like, let's learn about these nice things. Let's explain why they're worth owning and wearing, right? Because they need that, you know? So much of the footwear industry is just, let's just glue stuff together because that's easy and people don't care if their shoes fall apart. And instead, I wish people would just go and, you know, experience these high quality shoes. And, you know, I appreciate both these companies. I love what both of them are doing. Where, you know, where Alden is holding this tentpole of, you know, this former great industry in this country, and I love Grant Stone's approach to how to bring it to the modern age.
Yeah, that wraps up our video on Alden versus Grant Stone loafers. Let us know which ones you guys like, and if we've managed to change your mind on anything, and what might sway your decision either way. I think they're both fantastic. I personally, I like that there's like a really wide range of leathers for Grant Stone and how responsive they are. That tips the scales for me. Yeah, let us know below. Subscribe here and also follow Ticho Blanco on Instagram for just really, really nice shoes. Catch you next video, guys. We'll see you later.